Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police channel. To our loyal viewers and subscribers, at the channel we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because it saves lives. That is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives on this channel. We at this channel aid criminals, their financiers, their supporters, enablers, and the likes with a passion, and we do not want them over here. Yes, let us repeat ourselves. We do not want any criminal supporters over here. Please, we do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes, or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you, the criminal supporters, enablers, financiers, and all the likes, to go to prison or madness. Let me repeat myself. We at the Jamaica Young Police channel, we do not want the criminal supporters and their circle over here. We want you to go to prison or madden. Moving on to our video. Yeah, so you're looking at your LCD, you will see the name of this lady. She's deceased. She's a victim of Jamaican terrorists. She was killed in a church. That's how brutal and heartless our Jamaican killers are. They have no qualms on killing people because they know that they're not going to get the death penalty, as it used to be in the 80s. So that's why, and they have no fear of the law because they know that they are the protected species in Jamaica. And I said this lady, Andrea Lowe-Garwood, dubbed the stepmom from ZELLE, who was killed in a church. Stepson walks free as the triggerman remains silent because of greed and because of the culture. Jamaican people are cultured to be criminal enablers and supporters. Yes, and when I say that without any apology. I myself have been through evil stepmother, so I know what it is. You understand? But I can tell you this at no time. Initially, even right up to then, I love my stepmother, but not as I love my mother, because my mother will always be my mother. I love my stepmother, but I realized that my stepmother did not want to see us, my father's children, to succeed. She only wanted her children to succeed. So my father, he did everything for her children, especially you would say a bastard brother that I had, that his father is claiming that he's not his father and my father is his father. That's their business. And my stepmother was evil. Evil, when I said evil, evil. My stepmother, even when I was a police officer, my stepmother lied on me. Yes, because she wanted them to, she wanted the police force to disarm me. And when they investigated, they went to, Waterford and did the investigation. The people in the community and the pathway denounced everything that she had said and, expose her as a liar. That's why I tell people at all times, what a liar hate is someone with a good memory. I had forgiven her, but I have never forget. You understand? And that's one of the reasons why my brother is still a policeman in Jamaica. Yes. How I know? Because that's how it is. That's the reason why he's still there. And we don't wish nothing but the best for him, you understand? And my stepmother. So I wanted to listen to this Jamaican woman after the stepson was acquitted for killing his stepmother, that is Andrea Garwood, and listen to her. And I am telling you, for somebody to be justifying the killing of another human being in Jamaica because of money or whatever, it is just beyond me as a human being. So I want you watch, you listen, you decide, because we're going to show our face, because, and look, people who are decent, just remember that this is not a nice person or a decent or ethical or honest Jamaican. She's a carousing. So you watch, you listen, you decide. And our deepest condolences to Andrea Lowe-Garwood family. We know that, especially your son, we know that you're going through a very terrible time, seeing that justice denied, because there's no justification for what the stepson had done. None, irrespective of what other people want to say. We at the Jamaica Young Police and we do believe in the law. Yes, that is us. We don't believe in you taking the law in your own hand. We believe in the law. Let the law appear. So you watch, you listen, you decide.
The man dead and left it picnic them to the mercy of she. Instead of the woman looking to herself and say, alright, me did meet him with this and me did meet him with him 2 kids them and him dead and gone now. Make me share the assets them, make him 2 sons get. No, she want everything for herself. As soon as the man dead, the woman now put out the 14-year-old little picnic. Yeah, son where did God dash way, the stepmother in a church couple years ago, walk free today, and me see the whole Jamaica up in them feelings, and me don't know for what reason. Where the nice about? Cause look at this now, for who never know the story and never know what happened. The little boy mother married to his father, and the lady was a businesswoman. His mother was a businesswoman. The lady make sure that she put every measures into place. That means that if she should have shut her eye or pity them, I go well, alright. Also, she did trust her husband. So yes, if my dead and gone, then father will take care of them. No, but the husband no look like I say him did have any head to that. So the wife dead and gone, left everything and the 2 picnic them with the husband. The husband now find this lady this woman here, married to this woman and everything. Then all of the asset them with the little picnic their mother did have to the way the papa did so fool. Then make this wicked woman here convince him say, alright, sell all of the woman property them, sell all of the woman assets them, because their mother wasn't no broke woman. Their mother wasn't no careless woman. The mother did have properties, lands, businesses, assets and everything, because the lady worked very hard. When the husband pick up this woman, the wife dead, this woman she said the man have everything. But you know, look like I say, the man did so smart up top up here so this long year woman here, she said the husband have everything and the woman dead left everything now. So she can manipulate him. It's also rumors that it is alleged that this lady was also a side chick. So it means say she did well sit down and wait for the picking of the mama dead so she can just prowl in and take all of the wealth. Alright? So say, so done. She convinced the man say, alright, sell out all the assets, sell out this, sell out that, so the man can go make life elsewhere. Now she can't have the access fee, manipulate the money, do what she wanted, because she was working at the bank, so she knows that she have this. So the man never really to have this. The man did just that. It so happened that the man dead. Left she now with the stepmother as the stepmother. Dead left everything to the way how this man did fool. The man sell everything when first wife have. That is his 2 things man. His 2 kids mother. Sell make this a woman here. Tell himself he sell everything and convince him. So everything now in a fear name. Not none of the picnic them name. The man dead and left it picnic them to the mercy of she. Instead of the woman looking to herself and say, alright, me did meet him with this and me did meet him with him 2 kids them and him dead and gone now. Make me share the assets them, make him 2 sons get. No, she want everything for herself. As soon as the man dead, the woman now put out the 14-year-old little picnic. Yes, this is a woman here. Put out the 14-year-old power rule, take over everything, now give back the picnic master. Remember say everything now would automatically be for the picnic them mother, the 2 sons them mother and the papa now. Remember me tell you now, say the papa now make this a woman here convince him say no, sell everything and transfer this and do that, and the man are go build elsewhere with the picnic them mother money and everything. Also, the man was working in tourism as well, so the man have little same way too, but him no look like him have a person. This woman, after she done do all of them wickedness here, she now sit down in a church and worship. Tell the boy wickedness can't done. This stepson, you know, for her who never know, hire man to go in, they go clap her way. So they end up clap her way, and today now, this stepson walk free. If he can go inherit him mama sitting them and him papa sitting them, and this woman, you know, all because she couldn't take for no say for share. She there in a Shetai country. Yes, she underneath the dirt. And no one don't see the little boy walk free today. Wow, na cost for. Way nice for. Way nice for one cost for. Uno that like for dead left this and uno pick me and this happen. Uno that like this for yourself. Uno that want here say the little boy get 90 or 50 or million years. Uno that want somebody. Uno that want dead left. Uno pick me them. Underage children. Uno want dead left and no say a stepmother take all. Uno forget where you pick them forget and go and live comfortable. And you pick them out there but you that want this, well, it wrong for them for the clap her way, that's all me can say. It wrong for them for clap her way, but guess what? You want hard, you lose hard. You want hard, you lose hard. All me can say, R.I.P. Mrs. And to the two sons them, if you no watching me darling there, me wish you know all the best, and me wish you know all the best, that's all me can say. What you know the Pandrod skies for? The system says, he must go free, so he must go free. The system says so. So why not make up nice for? Why not cost for? Uno that want know say if uno dead left, uno pick me left, uno husband with deeper assets are sitting, uno husband go take up other woman, married woman and transfer and sell out and the woman husband get end up dead and no woman run out, uno pick me and take everything else gone ready to get married to next man. Uno that like that for yourself, uno that like that for no pick them, uno stop denies. It is what it is.
So that is where we are as a people. You know, you'll say to that woman, you know, justifying for them to kill this woman. You understand? And it is just sad. You know, there's no way to celebrate the death of someone because of money in a way that is ethical or moral. None. It is wrong to celebrate the death of someone in that light. We don't support that. We don't support it in any way. It is just wrong. So, you know, it is wrong to celebrate the end of another person's, regardless of the reason. And it's honestly, it's just that we at the Jamaica Young Police and we cannot come to grips and understand how is this woman justifying the murder of another woman because of the mistake that the father had made. Because some men, you know, most men, they are weak when they come on to women, you know, and their children, especially married. You know, when they're married to another woman, and most of the time that woman don't have any children for them, you know. And as she had said that this woman was a side chick, so she was just waiting on her term to become the wife. Because you have to understand, you know, most men, you know, when they are married, and most men when they are married and they have side chick, don't wanna feel that, you know, a side chick is there because side chick want to be side chick. Side chick want to be wife, because you have to understand a relationship is just like a job. Everybody's, you know, just waiting on that day to take that job. So if someone is celebrating the death of another person because of money, they are likely motivated by greed and selfishness. They may be celebrating because they know of the inheritance they owe for, or no longer have to share the money with the deceased person. Whatever the reason, celebrating the death of another person is never right. We at the Jamaica Young Police Channel is saying that it is a sign of lack of empathy and compassion, and it is something that should be avoided at all costs. Despite expectations, the individual who confessed to the murder of Andrea Lowe-Garwood refrained from revealing the identity of the person who hired him. Consequently, the stepson of the victim was acquitted and released. The presiding judge and lawyers representing both sides concluded that there was insufficient evidence against Lowe-Garwood to substantiate his involvement in the crime. So Javan Garwood, who police investigators as accused of hatching the plot to murder his stepmother, former banker Andrea Lowe-Garwood, was free in the Trelawney Circuit Court. Mrs. Andrea Lowe-Garwood was shot dead as she worshipped at the Agape Christian Fellowship Church in Trelawney. Yeah, and the church is in Falmouth, and that happened last year, over 2 years ago, January 31st, 2021. Because even that killing, we were shocked to see, criminals go inside of the church to kill somebody in the queue. And that was during the COVID, So the crown was represented by prosecutor Claudette Thompson. When we say crown, the crown mean, is like in other jurisdictions, the people. Because the reason why they're saying the crown represent the queen at the time and now the king. So it's absolutely the monarch in England. So the crown relied on circumstantial evidence, digital reproduction of telephone conversations, and evidence from Dwight Bingham, who pleaded guilty to firing the fatal shots that killed Andrea Lowe-Garwood. However, Bingham refused to give evidence against Garwood. The digital evidence has been scrambled, making it impossible to be used, and several efforts up to the night to get Bingham to talk has failed. Thompson told the courts. That's how the prosecutor was telling the courts about. They have tried everything to get this man to, testify against Garwood, and he refused. But I just saw it going with criminal, so more or less at first he had agreed that he would testify, but that he's among criminals, and they're going to tell him, say, hey, look, you done get them pay already, and you do your part, he did his part, him pay your money, you get a light. So you understand, you can't, if you got a court and them thing, you understand, we are dirty in there saying, so you understand. So more or less him get some, them page him in a Jamaica, and them say page him, somebody had read the riot act to him and say, look, because Garwood, the youth in him seem like him have money too. But money never too much of people in life, So Bingham get paid in a prison, and them tell him, say, look, hey, if you go testify against Garwood, you don't know, everybody in your family go dead, your mother, your father, and your sibling, and your pitney them. So him get that. Because I'm a criminal, and him no criminal operating in Jamaica, because in Jamaica it's easy for you to commit a crime and get away with it, because Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. And the trigger man, Bingham, he's the victim, not the woman that's dead, not my Mrs. Andrea Lowe-Garwood. She's not the victim. She's just seen as a sucker because she's dead. That's how it is in Jamaica. And the man who pulled the trigger, he is a victim because he's poor, and boy, him not have no other alternative but to kill her, and that's why him kill her and get some money. That's how them cheating in Jamaica, So these factors have caused us to feel, to prove that Javan Garwood is guilty. So we have no further evidence against Mr. Garwood. At the time, Andrea Lowe-Garwood was shot and killed in her head 4 times by a man who came into the church and sat behind her and waited patiently and calmly until she stood up to pray before opening fire. She was reportedly locked in a contentious issues with relative of her late husband, who allegedly died leaving substantial properties behind. It was widely believed that Bingham, who reportedly claimed he was paid $700,000 to carry out the murder, would have testified against his co-accused, that's Javan Garwood, especially after Bingham pleaded guilty to his role in the crime. However, to the disappointment of the prosecution, he kept his mouth shut. So that's how it goes in Jamaica. Them say either keep it his mouth, keep it his life. And we are the Jamaica Young Police Channel, we want to change that role and say, yeah, informer for live and gunman for dead. And that's what we promote here. We don't support criminality in no way. After the prosecution told the court it had no further evidence against Garwood, Chief Justice Brian Lego Sykes, who presided over the case, instructed the 4-man up to 7-man panel of jurors to return a verdict of not guilty, which allowed Garwood to walk away a free man. You are not to bring any form of emotion to this case. Your judgment and conclusion must be based on the evidence you hear in court, Sykes explains to the jurors. The Crown has offered no further evidence on the charges against Mr. Garwood, Sykes continued. This means you will have to arrive at a not guilty verdict. In the case that lasted for 4 days, the court heard evidence from 4 witnesses, including Leon Hines, who drove the getaway car from the murder scene. He had previously pleaded guilty to his part in the crime and was sentenced to 6 years in prison. So that's how it going in Jamaica now. When they kill people, it's not like back in the 80s, you know. You see, like in the 80s now, he would have gone upon death row and them thing. But the PMP, you know, I look at that bad blood and them change, you know, and start put people life in a certain category. So that's why this man can go court and plead guilty for his role in a murder and get 6 years. So he can come back now and drive and go and next scene again and kill another person. You understand? But then now, everyone acting in concert, you're guilty of the same crime. So him plead guilty and say, I testify against the other people them. You understand? So after Garwood was free, Kadeen Coleman who represented him, that one lawyer, told the Gleaner she was not surprised by the verdict based on the evidence presented against her client. So she had tell the Gleaner, you understand what happened. So we just paraphrase here. There was no evidence that implicate my client in any way accessory before the facts to the murder or conspiracy. The Crown had to concede that point, said Coleman. There was nothing there, and unfortunately Garwood had spent more than 2 years in custody, which he cannot get back. So you say, I tell you, so him spent 2 years in a jail because of the murder. But I have seen, so how them keep this man in a jail for 2 years, him not kill nobody. And I've seen people who kill 2 people, 4 people get bail. So how is that? Why? It's because him kill him stepmother. And there was no evidence that he's the trigger man. It's just that he's the man that the criminal them said, he's the one that paid him. And that is unfortunate, though, believe you me. You know, it's really unfortunate. So we'll continue the journey. So, you know, the director of public prosecution, Miss Paula Lowling, said there was evidence that shows some amount of suspicion, but we need to go a little bit further. We need a little bit more to be able to pass the threshold of the no case. Based on his guilty pleas, Bingham is scheduled to return to court on July 25th for sentencing. The prosecutor told the court that for more than 2 years they had tried to get Dwight Bingham, who admitted to pumping 4 shots into Lowe-Garwood, and to take the stand. They even offered him a plea deal. Bingham pleaded guilty to murder last Monday, and he is to be sentenced on July 25th. So next week we expect the court to sentence him next week, Tuesday. So, you know, we'll come back and let you know, our loyal viewers and subscribers. You understand? So Bingham plead guilty, you know, and we know say we don't know how much sentence Lego Sykes are getting, because you know Lego Sykes is a man who love criminal, you know. So the driver of the getaway car, Leon Hines, him get 6 years and him agree to testify. So, you know, Kadeen Coleman, who along with Lorenzo Eccleston formed the legal team represented Garwood, said the prosecution simply had no proof against their client. There was no evidence that implicate my client in any accessory before the fact to the murder. So, you know, that lawyer, I tell them. So, why the prosecution is saying now, so while we have phone calls, we didn't have details of discussion, so the phone calls weren't recorded. So while it is, we have a few text messages. They are scrambled, so you know Jamaican them writing a code, because that's how criminal them operate, you know. And if you don't have people who can translate what is written, you know, then it's as a dead end. You understand? So while it is, we have a few text messages, they are scrambled, and I gather that this was done for private and security reasons. I am told by the expert that there were deleted messages that need the recovery process. They were scrambled, she informed the court. We have conceded that the evidence we have in its totality does not meet the requisite standard, the prosecutor added. She also detailed the strenuous but futile effort to get Bingham understand. We confess here, we were hopeful we continued doing offers through counsel, you know, as them say, you know, late last week, Wednesday, we engaged with him offer on a plea deal. We have to accept that after more than a week, if we have not gotten there yet, we may not get here, the prosecutor stated. The overtures did not start last week. They have started even when the matter was put before the parish court, when other councils were in the matter. These overthrows were made. We have not gotten to the place, my lord, and I don't believe we'll be able to do that. So, you know, she tell the justice, you know, what, you know, Justice Lego Sykes, you know, why they must free him and him thing there. So after the verdict was returned, yeah man, Chief Justice Lego Sykes, yeah man, instructed Javan Garwood, he was free to go if the police had no further interest in him. Garwood then bowed his head politely, said thank you, and whisked outside the courtroom by a woman who appeared to be a relative. So, you know, I saw them do it, you know. So, we at the Jamaica Young Police channel, yeah man, I had an evil, wicked stepmother, and I can tell you, my loyal audience members, viewers and subscribers, I can imagine how difficult it must have been for Javan Garwood and his siblings to see everything that their mother worked for had been stolen and robbed by the side chick who became the wife. But to hire someone to kill her was not the best way to go about it. I know that. It is so unfair that someone who was supposed to be a mother figure to you end up being the worst nightmare. I know that it can be hard to talk about it, but I want you to know that you are not alone. Because I have experienced and survived one of the wickedest and heartless stepmother at one time too. Told lies about me to the police hierarchy. When they investigate the matter, they realize that the woman who claimed to be a Christian was the daughter of Satan. She made my little brother life a living hell because he had passed common entrance to go to Woolmer's High School. Many people have had similar experiences and they do not know or understand how to cope with an evil stepmom. This young man, Javan Garwood, did the unthinkable to make other stepmom in Jamaica know that he can't come into our lives and uproot everything from us and take it for yourself. We will let you pay for hurt and send you to the departure long. So, you know, the message that the Garwoods, the son who was arrested and charged, you know, with Javan. So the message what they're sending, you know, because that's how messages deliver, you know, in the real world, you know. They're sending this message to other stepmother and our stepfather. So look, if my parent dead and leave things and you don't want to share it and you run without them thing there, that's prepare, you know, because this way I'm going to make happen to you, you know, because we know it's where you go to church, we know where you live, and you go dead. It's just simple as that. That is what they're doing. So, you know, it's a message that them send, and we know it's received loud and clear in Jamaica. Because we know in Jamaica, you know, it's easy to get away with murder, you know. The only reason why Bingham and Hines are in custody is because they were caught. And you know, the police them, good police, Christian police them, Sunday police them, you understand? And the police believe in a preemptive strike and all them things. And look, if the police them did apply that, Javan Garwood would not be arrested because, you know what, maybe, but the Bingham and Hines would be in the departure long. Then, you understand? So far, the reviews some people I have known and conversed with are mixed, and most people are not using facts to come to a conclusion. They are more about emotion and and not siding with the rule of law. And they are saying sometimes you have to do things in the unorthodox manner to get what's yours. And we disagree with that. We still don't support that, you understand? Yeah, and as we tell you already, so we have been through hell with our stepmother, yeah man. We've been through hell with her, man, believe you me. But we are still here and we are doing much better. You know, that's why we're saying, when you come on to children, don't focus people, other women, children. Do good to them and good will follow you and your kids. If my stepmother was a good stepmother, yeah man, should have the right to show a old man the right now. Right to have a old man there. A right to run away from a long time. Yes. You understand? Because you understand, even at one time, daddy I said, boy, me not come with her and thing. I said, no, she can't come in. I just saw it go. We don't want her around with them thing there. We just tell you how it is. So you do good and good will follow you. We do believe in a forgiveness, but we forgive but we don't forget, as what mother said. You understand? See him now if I stick goat or it stick sheep. So if the stepson Lowe-Garwood is responsible for the death of his evil stepmother, the Creator will reward him for his action and punish him. Because what he did was wrong. What she did is wrong. Two wrong don't make a right. That is not how things are, you know, done. We know that yes, we know that Miss Lowe, she had dead, she died, leave a son, and him say never expect that and all him saying that. We don't know how the legal matter down in court for all the earthly possession that they were fighting for in court, how that is going to, how the court is going to dismiss of the same, and we don't know if her son can claim anything from the estate that, you know, they were fighting for, because he's not related to Mr. Garwood. So people, just do good and good will follow you. Miss Garwood, Miss Andrea, Lowe-Garwood, she didn't do good, and they took, you know, they sent her to the departure along. Her stepson, Lowe-Garwood, you know, based on the information and everything that's out there, he should not have done that, but it's already been done. And let's hope that, you know, justice will take its course somewhere or the other, because no sins go unpunished. He should not have killed his stepmother over property, because look, money is only of this world, and we know that at the Jamaica Young Police Channel. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica Young Police Channel out.